Hello, this is QTV News coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue. I am Momudu Gajaga and thanks for joining us. First, here are the main news headlines. A planned November 11 demonstration by the Coalition of Progressive Gambians has been postponed following mediation by the Supreme Islamic Council. Energy service providers, regulators and other stakeholders within the West African sub-region are currently meeting in the Gambia for the 7th ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority Forum. At a farewell event on Wednesday, the outgoing Director of Health Promotion Modun Jai awarded media houses and journalists, including QTV, for their invaluable contributions to the advancement of the health sector in the Gambia. $570,000 dialysis cash and 40 sewing machines were donated to the KMC by China's embassy in the Gambia for this year's flood disaster victims in the municipality. The Radiology Department of Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital on Tuesday celebrated International Day of Radiology to promote the role of medical imaging in modern healthcare. Those were the news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. A planned November 11 demonstration by the Coalition of Progressive Gambians has been postponed following mediation by the Supreme Islamic Council. The postponement comes with a consensus for continuing dialogue between the government and the coalition on various demands by the latter. Umud Lamin Choi has the details.
Mediation led by the Supreme Islamic Council has borne fruit, leading to the postponement of a planned and much talked about demonstration which was scheduled for November 11th. This comes after a 5-day-long dialogue involving the organizers of the demonstration, the Coalition for Progressive Gambians, officials from the Ministries of Interior and Information, the Office of the Inspector General of Police, and the State Intelligence Service. Alhaji Esa Dabo is the president of the Supreme Islamic Council.
Was when they said nationwide was too big for us, and also some negative comments that we used to hear from some individuals. We see that although demonstration is some kind of solution, but there are other means through which we can solve the problem, that is dialogue and consultation.
In a joint statement signed by officials from the Ministries of Interior, Information, the Supreme Islamic Council, the State Intelligence Service and the Coalition of Progressive Gambians and the Office of the IGP, the press is informed about the outcome of the dialogue. Demba Jallo, a secretary to the Supreme Islamic Council, reads out the statement.
As of today, we have come to a consensus on the following. A, the government has assured that they are open and willing to dialogue with the Coalition of Progressive Gambians. B, the Gambia Supreme Islamic Council and Peace Network will continue to mediate between the Coalition of Progressive Gambians and the government of the Gambia. In view of this, the general public is hereby informed the planned November 11, 2022 peaceful demonstration is postponed with the comment to continue the dialogue between the two parties.
The mediation is supported by Peace Network, whose CEO, Alassana Jallo, reminds the parties to honor and respect the signed agreement. Speakers from the Coalition of Progressive Gambians defended their planned demonstration as being motivated by the urge to put the country on the right track, including demands asking the government to fix the high cost of living and other socio-economic situation facing the Gambia.
We believe as a group, governments are elected by the people, and before you elect them, those people, they already know the challenges that country is facing, or those people are facing. They promise to address or bring solutions to those challenges. And therefore, the world cannot be blamed for our own problems when our leaders took promise that they are going to bring solutions to our problem. The problems are already there before they come to office. They campaigned and then promised citizens that they are going to find solutions to those problems. So because of their commitments to bringing solutions is why this group is holding them accountable, but nothing political.
The agreement signed by parties agrees dialogue is the only tool for reaching a common understanding and commitment to solve the unprecedented short and long-term socio-economic challenges facing the Gambia. Mahmoud Lamin, Choy, QTV News.
Energy service providers, regulators and other stakeholders within the West African sub-region are currently in the Gambia for the 7th ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority Program Forum to discuss and find solutions to energy challenges. The event is hosted by the Gambia's Public Utility Regulatory Authority, PURA. Alusise reports.
The theme of the forum is energy security in the ECOWAS region through interdependence. This is the second time the Gambia, through the Public Utility Regulatory Authority, PURA, is hosting this high-level conference. Delegates include representatives of energy ministries, regulatory authorities, utility companies, and consumer groups, among others. They will use the two-day meeting to reflect on the increased challenges in the energy sector and provide solutions to the growing energy needs. The meeting draws on the value of solidarity and integration to build a sustainable, secure, affordable, and accessible energy supply. Yusufa M. Job, PURA's Director General, emphasized the need to collaborate among and between member states to harness the potential of regional integration in advancing ECOWAS vision in the energy sector.
This year's theme, Energy Security in the ECOWAS region through interdependence, is very fitting and timely as our collective demand on reliable energy supply increases.
Laurent Koku Tuso, chairman of ERERA, said the world is facing a crisis, particularly in relation to the cost of energy as a result of an increase in oil prices and inflation coupled with an increase in energy demand. According to him, the theme of the meeting remains a concern at both national and regional levels.
There is a significant increase in energy demand, yet the infrastructure and supply do not always satisfy the availability and quality standards.
Deputizing for the president of the ECOWAS Commission, Seliko Duka, the ECOWAS Commissioner for Energy, Infrastructure and Digitalization, outlined the deficit in generation and transmission as one of the major challenges facing the region, which requires moving from commitment to action to be fixed. And for Abdoulaye Job, the Gambia's Minister of Energy, a lack of a reliable and affordable energy can delay development.
We have issue of coverage of the demand. Actually, we calculate it approximately by 60%. The tariff is high.
You can all remember how COVID-19 and its lockdown have affected energy productions and consumption patterns.
Deputizing for Badra Ali Diouf, Vice President of the Gambia, Usman Ba, the Gambia's Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, welcomes the timeliness of the forum as the sub-region's energy problems are being exacerbated by the impact of the post-COVID-19 and Russia-Ukraine war. He advocates sharing information and knowledge to enhance development across member states.
The availability and access of modern energy service are not only vital in reducing poverty in the region, but a crucial weapon to maintenance and sustains the peace and security in the sub-Sahara of Africa.
Promoting regional integration through energy supply, the OMVG electricity project connecting the Gambia, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau and Guinea-Conakry is one example of the need for more cooperation to meet the common challenges faced by the people, thereby moving from ECOWAS of states to ECOWAS of people. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Now, at a farewell event on Wednesday, the outgoing Director of Health Promotion, Modou Njie, awarded media houses and journalists, including QTV, for their invaluable contributions to the advancement of the health sector. Mr. Njie was recently appointed National Coordinator for the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Abuja, Nigeria. More in this report, narrated by Suleiman Dabo.
Modou Njie has been the face of the Ministry of Health for the past 3 decades, leading its advocacy campaigns and sensitizing the public, especially during health emergencies. His job in Nigeria will include overseeing vaccination campaigns across West Africa. At this farewell event, he thanked the media for their cooperation and support during his time at one of the country's biggest health departments, the National Directorate for Health Promotion and Education. And he implores journalists to continue to work closely with staff of the Directorate, especially his successor.
You have a Gambian now who's also going to sit there with WAHU, sit with African Union, Africa CDC, sit with other partners at a place where we can discuss the plight of journalists, we can discuss how do we build the capacity of journalists. So I assure you that the journalists I know and I work with are the same journalists I'm going to work with, whether I'm in the Gambia or not.
Pradipta Oja, representative of UNICEF, thanked Mr. Njai for his service to the nation and urged his successor to try and build a strong relationship with the media to make his work easier, as Mr. Njai have done over the years.
Within this short span of time, what we have experienced on part of the UNICEF C4D team and Minister of Health here with the Health Promotion Directorate, we feel so easy and so fulfilled in our coordination together that I expect whoever person comes over for this position, because he has already Modu has already set a benchmark.
Several other speakers, including journalist Modu Lamin Diouf, Yunus Saliu and Ansumana S.O. Nyasi of QTV, all paid tribute to the experienced health official. They encouraged him to continue being a good ambassador for the country and the continent.
Modu Njai could have said, okay, the media, they were just doing their job. So now that I have an international appointment, so be it. I don't have to call them to thank them for anything because that is what they were paid to do. But again, this is one thing we need to note at this point. The great leaders would always show gratitude. That look, even though I have this international appointment, but the media equally played an important role.
I think one of his greatest qualities is his ability to build and maintain relationships with people. And this, for me, is fundamental. So we wish him all the best, and I hope that he would go on to achieve more things than he's even done here. As a Gambian, I'm proud of his contribution to the Ministry of Health, and I wish him all the best.
Until his recent appointment, Mr. Njai was a steering committee member of the Public Health Risk Communication and Community Engagement and Practice for Africa, established by the African Union Commission and WHO Regional Office for Africa. At the end of Wednesday's event, Mr. Njai awarded certificates to journalists and media houses for their invaluable contributions to the advancement of the country's health sector. Suleiman Dabo for QTV News.
Well, I will also extend my congratulations to Modu Njai. He is always available for interviews whenever journalists want to talk to him about pertinent health issues in the country. I can attest to that. Well, from that, we take a short commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local news stories. Do stay tuned.
Cedric and Caroline came in to choose tiles for their brand new kitchen. Brown or beige? Brown. And why not a new mixture tap? A new sink too? Fine, a new sink too. And what about a lighting fixture? Shall we go for this one? See, you're finally on the same page.
I also wanted a new kitchen counter.
We got you, Caroline.
And yes, that's Batilet's Bati Days. Take advantage of exceptional discounts up to 60% on several product families from November 5th to
kenn du ko jeex li ko waral mooy QTV ak Marketplace dañoo tàmm di won réew mi li nga xamante ne mooy quality fashion tegu ci temps xew ci jamono neex a xool lool ma tàmm ci Marketplace day jël caméramanam dugg ci biir réew mi seet li nga xamante ne sunuy xale yi réew dañu ko bëgg ndax ñoom dañoo coquette lool seet li gën te gën a gën ñu indil leen ko fii ci biir QTV ngeen di ko seetaan ci àddina wërngal këpp man namatuma flight jam de li ko waral mooy lépp lu ma daan wuti bitim réew mu ngi fii ci biir réew mi waaye da nga koo bëgg a gis da nga koo bëgg a xam da nga naan jàkk Marketplace dafa fas yéene ñëwaat 2022 bii ànd ak QTV nee nañ kee ngay daxee boo ko mënu la jot li ci sa loxo nga koy sànni moo waral QTV bëgg a sànni seeni programme seeni product yéen yéen teelo yi yéen designers yi ci biir marketplace boo sànnee day dal de bëgg ngaa sànni da nga jël seeni nomba nga jokkoo ak ñoom ñu fekk si la ci sa diiwaan wane la lu koket li nga am pour réew mi 324 4444 ak marketplace dama ciy toogee nu ma neexee ndax lépp lu ma fay gis day tëgg sa bëm.
Welcome back, and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. We also welcome our listeners on Cube Radio. China's embassy in the Gambia has offered relief assistance to the Kanifing Municipal Council with a cash donation of $500,000 and $70,000 rather, and 40 sewing machines. This is in response to KMC's call for support for this year's flood disaster victims in its municipality. Lamin Choi reports.
When the July flash floods hit the Gambia, the Kanifing municipality was among the hardest of all regions in the country. The devastation of the flash floods left lives and livelihoods affected, with many in need of support. This led the KMC to launch appeals for support to disaster victims. Responding to the appeal is the People's Republic of China through its embassy in the Gambia. Talib Ahmed Bensouda is the KMC mayor.
We'd like to thank His Excellency, the Ambassador, for inviting us here to receive $570,000 in support of flood victims in the Kanifing municipality, and also 40 sewing machines to support skills trade and young people who are trying to do self-help and look for economic activities that would enhance their livelihoods. And we'd like to say that the Chinese embassy is the first foreign body to respond to our call for aid.
China's ambassador to the Gambia, Li Jin, sees our country as a reliable partner to his in a relationship of trust, respect and cooperation. Ambassador Xi hopes that the humanitarian relief package will be helpful to the disaster victims.
They're saying that friend in need is friend indeed. So today I'm very happy to present some sewing machine and some of cash donation to Kanifing municipality. I hope that this donation will be helpful for your efforts of relief and rehabilitation after the flood, to overcome all those difficulties caused by the flood.
The KM mayor and China's ambassador have had a closed-door meeting where the expansion of the bilateral cooperation to other areas of intervention has been discussed.
I was just talking to His Excellency about the many similarities and the many things we have seen that we believe will help us to grow as a country and as a municipality. And we would definitely also love to see how we can partner at the city level with other cities in China to bring the mutual development of our people.
The exchange and cooperation between the local government of our two countries are a very important part of our overall bilateral relationship. It can enhance the mutual understanding and friendship between our two countries and promote the cooperation between our two countries. We will try our best to do more to enhance the exchange and cooperation in the coming days.
The China-Gambia relationship over the years has grown stronger. This has been manifested in difficult times, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, when China offered extensive medical support to the Gambia's response to the pandemic. The bilateral cooperation between the two countries has also witnessed infrastructure developments that have improved the Gambia's socio-economic landscape. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
International Day of Radiology is celebrated on November 8th each year to promote the role of medical imaging in modern healthcare. On Tuesday, the Radiology Department of Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, EFSTH, celebrated the day with staff of the hospital and health experts in attendance. Loli M. Camara was in Banjul and filed in this report.
The theme for this year's celebration is Radiologists and Radiographers Supporting Patients. In marking the day for the second time in the country, health experts use the opportunity to spread more awareness and information on the many benefits of medical imaging. Atinuke M. Agonloyi, clinical trainer and consultant radiologist at EFSTH, explained the importance of celebrating the day.
This is a very important day because this is the day that Roentgen, William Conrad Roentgen, discovered the existence of X-rays in 1895, over 100 years ago. And so that singular discovery of X-rays gave birth to the field of radiology. So that's why it's separated today all over the world. And the singular aim of IDOR is to build greater awareness of the value that radiology contributes to safe patient care and to improve the community's understanding of the vital role that radiologists and radiological technologies play.
Dr. Amar Al-Jafari, consultant radiologist and chief medical director at EFSTH, saw appreciation to all staff under his department for their tireless efforts in the advancement of the department. According to him, the radiology department is one of the most important departments in the hospital, as all departments depend on them. However, the department has constraints preventing it from being fully functional.
Now we have the only machine of MRI in all Gambia is working, alhamdulillah. We have one CT scan machine, GE, 4 slices. Also it's installed and ready, but we need to have the UPS very soon. We start to use CT scan 4 slices, but it's very old generation. CT scan, now you have 128, you have 256 maybe slices now in the world. So we need to have more modern and maybe new generation of CT scan.
Adama A. Sala, chairman of the Hospital Management Board of Directors, and Fatoumata Diba, a representative of the Ministry of Health, both commended the management and staff of the teaching hospital for contributing positively to the country's health care.
If there is a will, there must be a way. So soon I hope we will have full accreditation for radiology so that we can run our own program here.
I've been told to inform the team that the ministry work has started through the World Bank funded project for the diagnostic center at Farato. And in this diagnostic center, an MRI machine would be there, CT scan machines and other equipment that would help in making the work of radiologists and radiographers simple.
According to Dr. Fatoumata Jabate, a radiologist at EFSTH, patient management is rapidly evolving, coupled with the amazing trends in imaging, which necessitated a review of how radiology is perceived. Radiology plays a huge role in disease management by giving physicians more options, tools and techniques for detection and treatment. The event started with a march past by the police band from Arch 22 to the hospital. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
The Food Safety Quality Authority, FSQA, in collaboration with the Youth Empowerment Project, organized a day-long training for cooks in the Gambia Police Force and hospitals in the Greater Banjul area on good hygiene practice. Here is Julden Jai with the report.
The training of the 35 police and hospital cooks will go a long way towards improving and preventing food safety problems in their various institutions. According to the World Health Organization, an estimated 600 million, almost 1 in 10 people in the world, fall ill after eating contaminated food, and 420,000 die every year, resulting in the loss of 33 million healthy life years. Children under 5 years of age carry 40% of the foodborne disease burden, with 125,000 deaths every year from that age bracket. By Dudu Jallo, Director of Scientific Affairs at the Food Safety Quality Authority, says food safety officials are working tirelessly to minimize food contamination in the Gambia, hence the significance of the training.
We've realized that a lot of food is prepared in these institutions, that is the police, in the hospitals and also in the army. And this food is given to a significant number of people every day. So we realize that it is very important that we really collaborate with these institutions and provide some capacity building for them with respect to hygiene and food safety, because they are really feeding a very important people in our society. If you look at the police, you look at the army, and you look at the hospital, the people in these places or in these institutions, you know, are very important, are very critical to our society. And therefore, the safety of the food that reaches them every day is also very important, because with a small food safety problem, you can have a very big problem in these institutions.
Mr. Jallo urged the participants to take the training seriously. Bakanding Fofana, the principal food safety officer at FSQA, says they have teams of inspectors doing everything possible to sensitize people on the importance of food safety.
We are done away with the traditional method. Now we are on a risk-based inspection procedures. And then this is very, very helpful to ensure that the food that are processed, produced in this country, or even imported in this country are safe and meet the standards. Public has been sensitized a lot about the food safety issues in this community. In their aspect, we do have some feedback from people that they understand and they've changed a lot of their ways of preparing food.
Participants Lamin Toure, a catering officer at Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, and Corporal Charno Toure, an assistant catering officer at Birkama Police Intervention Unit, both said the training will help enhance their personal hygiene.
Hygiene is very, very important. And also food contamination, hazard, and the like, which are very key to this job. So it can play a very big impact in hospital sector, and then how to improve on our food standard, food quality, and the like.
How I see this training is very important for us, as far as we are the guys who are responsible for the food for our men, and we have to take care of the food very neat and clear, and that it really going to help us after this training. We are doing it, but this one is going to make it very important and improvement for us.
The participants vowed to share the knowledge gained with their colleagues to help minimize food contamination in their various institutions. For QTV News, I am Jul Danyai.
That's all we have time for on tonight's QTV News, but don't forget to join us again at 10 for another bulletin.